even though we did biology at school, they didn't teach us this one. And the health industry is so busy that they don't have time to educate the public. Blood is stored in the heart. And each individual has only 4 pints of blood. 4. You know the meaning of pints? You find that Google it, you see them. 4 pints of blood is stored in your heart every second, every time. Whenever you do exercise, physical exercise, and you sweat, that blood cells, they expand and they start to swim faster to the brain, to the legs, to everywhere. Then you have proper circulation and you start sweating. And anything that is toxin in the body, in that blood inside your body, goes out through the pores by sweating. And then the blood increases times 10. So by that time you have 40 pints of blood each time you do exercise. That is why exercise is very important, because when you do exercise, the body gets proper circulation and proper metabolic processes. So exercise is very important. Now, history told us that a black man, or a man monkey, a man monkey, a man, was in the swamp and was taught how to use 2 stones to crack it and make fire, which he did. And then he was given bow and arrow. They didn't tell us who gave him the bow and arrow. And then he uses the bow and arrow to shoot at wild animals, and then use the fire to burn the meat and shoot. So he became wild himself. And that is the origin of man, as history told me at school. I read history. Even up to university, I was still interested in history. So that became the first man on earth, according to history. And that first man on earth was able to live in swamp. Bacteria couldn't have effect on him because he eats roasted food, raw anything, everything, vegetable, anything raw. But his source of protein was wild beast. He would eat them, burn them, shoot them. The red cells of the wild beast roasted become his protein base. And that first man was blood group O man of the African origin. So the blood group O man started living life, got married, I don't know who he married, then life started spreading. And after a while, according to history, in fact, I always give credit to my lecturer, Dr. Adamu. He is the thesis, the brain behind these theses that I'm teaching you. And you see, it is life experience that creates opportunity for research. He researched and he saw. And then he decided, I'm not going to keep it to myself. I have to teach others. So he taught us. We are all over the world talking about it. So the blood group O man became the origin of blood cells, and all other blood spectrums emerged from it. How? Because when the community grew and the wilderness or the wild became too occupied, some people now said, okay, let us go across the world and see what is across this forest. So they went across the forest and they realized that it was a desert land. And at the desert land, all they could have was cattle, ram, rabbits jumping across the sand and all of that. Well, they decided to live there and then make sure that they take the cattle and the ram across the Sahara to go and look for where the cattle can feed. They were testing life. And when they get there, they are not tired. They sleep wherever these cattle sleep. They drink the cattle milk. They take care of the cattle when the cattle is anything. They are just calm and calculated. They follow the cattle. And when these people were eating this and upland anything they find there, like the desert plants, plantain, and all of that, then their blood become a little heavier than the original mother blood of the cow. Then they were called B, because they now have balanced acid and balanced alkaline. Then they also kept growing. Some said, oh, we can't live in this desert, let's go across. They went across to the island and saw water, ocean, Pacific Ocean. And they said, okay, what are we going to do here? They become farmers. And these are the islanders of the Asians. They decided to farm cereals and then eat crustaceans, everything from the ocean. Their blood becomes heavy like cocoa. And they were called A because their blood is highly alkaline. And then some of them now decided the desert people married the island people. A married B. And the blood become a confluence in the system of the human being. The A married the B. These two blood spectrum inside one body. This one is flowing very well. This one is flowing very well, but they never mix up. So the blood with AB person is a confluence individual having two blood spectrums running inside his veins. Are you getting it? Good. Now let's take them one after the other. The blood with A person. The blood with O person is a